Okay, friends, if you listen to me at all, you know that I speak a lot about change and politics in a non-dualistic way, but the change that's necessary, the positive change that is possible. And I've been seeing a lot of chatter in social about sort of what it is, um, it, judgments around what other people are doing. And here's the thing, I just wanted to offer up and share this piece of wisdom because I've spent a lot of time in on teams, military and governmental, private sector teams. And here's the thing about it. Everyone's role has to be a bit different. Otherwise, what's the point? Why do we need two persons doing the same thing? We don't. We might need a quality assurance person to be checking folks' work. That's a possibility, but that's a different skill set than the person who actually did the work, right? So anyway, when it comes to the revolution, we are in revolutionary times. When we see this much pain and suffering and chaos and destruction, when we see all of that happening, we know, if we look at history, any time in history, we can see that that kind of stuff came right before a major change or pivot, revolutions. So I just wanted to inspire you and encourage you that figuring out your role, it may be trial and error. It's definitely rooted in where you can find some bit of peace and also this passion that comes out of you. For example, some people are not meant to be consuming all of the news and the chaotic news, the destruction news 24/7, because it will break them down and they will be but a shell of a human. But others have this great armor about them and they can take it in without absorbing it, if you will, and be able to pull out the necessary pieces to then share with somebody else to say, this is what you need to know. Those are the people who I find very valuable, because it can be a time consuming thing to digest all of this. And I can't do that because I get too irritated by the ignorance of all of it. So it gives me an emotional response. I have friends that it doesn't give them an emotional response. So I value those friends and I ask them to share with me what they see coming in and going out. And so again, like this, it could be trial and error. It could be time specific. A friend reminded me the other day that our duties are dependent and reflective of where we are right now in space. I'm a mom right now. I cannot be out on the streets, um, throwing signs and picketing and all, because I cannot end up in jail. I have a child that is depending on me to pick him up at school and to make sure that he's fed every day and all of the things. So that's not my role. But there are plenty of people who can do that and that must do that. That's their role. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And just that reminder that it looks different for all of us. And, some of us, it is being that stability for the children in this great time of change. Some of us, it is being that encourager, or that person that sees the gifts in the children or in the adults or whoever it is. So just know that everybody has a place and a role in a revolution, in times of great change, if we desire that, if we want to be a part of it. And I always encourage people to take part, because participation is required in democracy. Participation is required. Otherwise, when we cease to act, it is no longer a democracy. Democracy requires participation. But we've been taught that it has to look a particular way, and I'm here to tell you it does not. It can look a lot of different ways, and it should. And I think the one space where we really learn that the most and make the greatest impact is in our individual communities, where we show up as ourselves, where we see a need in our own communities, and make those connections and expand our our reach in that way, in that local way. And that's the very best that we can do. So sending you all some love today, and thank you for listening.